Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome for today's webinar on strong documentation for abroad studies, which is organized by Akshay Study Abroad Consultants. I know like studying abroad, particularly, it's a dream for many students, but one of the most important and often the most confusing part of the process is documentation. From academic records and SOPs to financial proofs and visa files, every document it plays a major role in shaping your study abroad journey. Today's session it is specially designed to help students understand how strong and proper documentation can improve university admissions as well as your visa success chances. To guide us through this important topic, we have with us Mrs. Pallavi Patil, our counseling manager for USA and Europe, who has extensive experience in guiding students for overseas education applications and visa processes. She will be sharing valuable insights, practical tips, and real guidance that every study abroad aspirant should know. So, without taking much time, I would now like to invite Mrs. Pallavi Patil ma'am to begin today's webinar. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Saili ma'am, for a quick introduction and a brief about today's webinar. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Pallavi Patil, and today we are here to discuss and explore some of the important things about strong documentation for study abroad destinations, various destinations where the students are aspiring to pursue their master's degree. So, strong documentation is actually the foundation of successful study abroad journey. From university applications, admissions, scholarships to visa approvals, every document plays a vital role in presenting a student's academic achievements, career goals, and financial readiness and overall credibility. So, in this webinar, we will explore how well documentation can create a help students to confidently move forward towards their dream of studying abroad. So, with this, let's start today's presentation. So, right. So, now we'll see what are the roles of various types of documents that we need for our study abroad applications or admission process. So, the first one is it creates the first impression of a student's profile. Now, so whenever you present any document to the university, it gives them initial opinion about the student's profile, their academic strengths, their highlights, career highlights, and experience. Secondly, they establish the academic credibility of the student. So, academic records like transcripts, resume, work experience certificates are all the documents that prove how a student has been in his academic as well as professional life. Next, the documents showcase the personal and professional strength of a particular candidate. Then it supports the scholarship eligibility. So now, in case of scholarships, there are certain documents that highlights the students' achievements, which are not only in academics but they are also in various fields like extracurricular activities, leadership skills, or any other relevant talent that a student has. Then, thirdly, they demonstrate the student's financial readiness, how the student is capable or the sponsors are capable of financing the entire education of the student for the duration of their stay in a particular country for the study abroad. Next is it ensures the visa approval and compliances. So a strong academic as well as the other documents are also very helpful for the visa approval process. And various documents that are needed for the immigration processes also play a vital role for helping the student to get into that particular country when he reaches there finally. Next, coming to the category of document. So we have three categories of documents. application documents, scholarship documents, and financial documents. We will look at each of these category of documents one by one. So all these documents play a vital role in getting the admission offer, as well as the further process that may be required for the visa and the immigration process. So first, coming to the documents for application. So these are the generalized documents that most of the countries prefer in their application process. So first is your passport. So you must ensure that you have a valid passport when you are doing the application, and it should be valid at least for a year or two after during the duration of your program. Next important document is the statement of purpose. In some countries, it is also called as motivation letter or letter of motivation. And some countries also make it as a personal history statement. There are different names, but the purpose is only same. It highlights your academic achievement, academic as well as professional achievements. Next is your resume or CV. So this particular document also helps you to highlight your details with the academic proof as well as a professional proof. Next is the letter of recommendation, shortly called as LORs. These are also called as references letter in some of the countries' requirement. So we will throw a light on this in a later part of the presentation. Next is academic transcripts, then mark sheets, degree passing certificates. If you are a pursuing student, if you're a final year pursuing student, you can show a bona fide certificate if your degree is not completed. Next is English proficiency score. Here you're eligible to show a IELTS score, TOEFL, PT, Duolingo, or any other relevant English requirement that is desired by the university. Standardized test scores, that may be your GRE, SAT, or GMAT score. Next are the documents for scholarship. So, scholarship plays a very important role in the overall journey of a student. So, in particular, there are certain documents that a university looks for allotting a scholarship or financial aid to a student. So, generally, these are fulfilled by the scholarship essays or the personal statements that are generally included in the application process. Next is the merit certificates and the academic awards. Like if the student has maintained a very consistently high academic scores in his bachelor's degree, he can get a rank certificate or merit certificate from his institution. Then the financial needs statements. So these statements can also be shown if the student is eligible for any financial help or aid from the university. Community service or leadership proof. So this also plays a very important role in getting you a good scholarship. So if you have done any voluntary service, social activities, or any leadership events you have guided in your college or in your professional life, that can be at an advantage in getting a scholarship. Then language proficiency scores, your IELTS, TOEFL, GRE, GMAT score also play a good role in getting you a good scholarship. Additional recommendation letters. Now, additional recommendation letters are the letters from any of your mentors or your guides who have been your maybe a role model in your professional career. So that can be additional apart from the application process. Then research proposals, if applicable. If you have done any relevant research in your bachelor's degree, you can show that in your application. Next are the documents for finances. So these are again very crucial documents to help you get the final offer letter. In various countries, it is there are offer letters that help you to start your visa process. In US, for example, it is called the I-20 document, and in other countries like UK, it is called as CAS. and in Germany, it might be called as the final acceptance letter. So various countries have various requirements of finances, but generally, all the countries require a particular expense that has to be covered for their tuition as well as living expenses. So generally, we show bank statements for 3 to 6 months, bank balance certificate to be received from the respective bank where you maintain a savings account, then the education loan sanction letters, income tax returns, and salary slips of your sponsors. So here again, the sponsor requirements may vary according to the country. So for example, US accepts a sponsor as your parents, and various other countries also accept close relatives. But generally, we recommend the students to show parents as their sponsors. Next is the affidavit of support or the sponsorship letter. So this is a legal document that you get from the court with red notary attestation stating that your parents are your legal sponsors. Then fixed deposits or investments proofs, and then scholarship letters. If you have been allotted a scholarship letter, that can be used as financial document for the further process. Then there are visa specific financial compliance documents that help you to carry forward your process for the visa approval. Now in the next slide, we are going to see how a motivation letter or SOP helps you to get an admission in a particular university. So what basically is SOP? So SOP is nothing but a very, very crucial documents that allows a student to present himself or herself to the admission committee so that the admission committee uh, takes when the admission committee evaluates the application of a student, it is pretty much clear to them that the particular student is a best fit for their program. So SOP explains the student's academic background, the short-term goal of a student, long-term goals, and the motivation of applying to that particular program in that particular university. So it highlights the career aspiration and the reasons for choosing the course, university, and the country. So it's like a you can say a SOP is a unique story of a student that helps him explain his profile clearly and in a well structured manner to the admission committee, as the student is unable to present himself uh, personally to the admission committee. So this piece of letter or a piece of statement helps the particular student to clarify his profile in detail. So again, it should be very unique, plagiarism free, and it should be original content of the student. So in the recent past, we have observed that students use various AI tools to create their SOPs. But student, please mind that nowadays universities are checking your SOP content for AI as well as for plagiarism. So you are supposed to give them your original content because this documents is evaluated for your language proficiency, your academic aspiration, your goals why you are applying to this particular university. So strong SOPs significantly improve your admission chances. So Akshay Study Abroad has huge expertise in creating an SOP for a student who aspires to achieve his dream. Okay, so we have a very strong documentation team that helps a student to draft an SOP that is university specific and course specific. Next, coming to the letter of recommendation. So This particular document also plays a very important role in assessing a students' profile from an external person or a mentor. Okay, so LOR validates the student's academic as well as professional capabilities. So there are particularly two types of recommendations. One is academic recommendation that you get from your professors who have taught you in your bachelor's degree, or in the case of bachelor's degree candidates, it may be from their teachers from their 10th and 12th class. Next type of recommendation is professional recommendation, which you generally get from your employer, maybe your senior reporting manager, or the uh, any other concerned person uh, who has a right to give a recommendation to you. So, in the academic recommendations, you can approach your professors who have taught you at least 2 to 3 subjects, and they provide you a strong recommendation for getting admission in a particular university. You can also get recommendations from your project guides, uh, who has who has guided you overall for completing a particular project. So there are certain things in while drafting this LORs, which we guide every student when he starts his application. So here again, we ensure that the recommendation letters are well structured, they are error free, and grammatically there is no mistake, and it has all the particular details about the recommenders that are sought by the university for accepting it and uh, giving an admission offer to the student. So strong should include strengths, achievements, and suitability for the particular program. So, letter of recommendation not just give an idea about the student performance in a particular subject, it also shows how the student has been during his academic life. Apart from academics, what other areas has he been active during his college life? So, academic LORs showcase your overall academic performance as well as highlight how you have been as a person, as a student, as well as a individual in handling any particular project or any other relevant task given by your professors. So a letter of recommendation should be authentic and detailed. LOR carry a greater value than a unstructured and a short, maybe irrelevant LOR. Next, coming to the resume and resume or curriculum vitae. So, resume, as you know, it provides a summary of academic, technical, and extracurricular achievements. So it not only covers your academic, but it also highlights your professional career, your internships, your projects, your certifications, your technical skills, etc. So here again, the resume should be concise, well structured, and it should be achievement oriented. So at Akshay Study Abroad, we take care that a student's resume is as per the university requirement. It is not too lengthy, not too short, and it covers all the particular details that a student has to highlight for his application. So, a strong resume reflects leadership and career readiness. So, if a particular student has a huge experience, so we make sure that in that case, the resume is showing a clear cut, structured way of presenting his professional profile in a way that it helps the student to get a good offer of scholarship as well as the offer from the university. Next, coming to the academic transcripts and certificates. Now, academic transcripts are also very important, and many a times you have observed that student confused with the academic transcripts and the mark sheets. So let me tell you that academic transcripts and mark sheets both are different. So I'll quickly tell you the difference between mark sheet and a transcript. So transcript is an official document that can be considered as a consolidated academic record of a student, whereas the mark sheets are provided in a semester wise pattern, right? So for a bachelor of engineering degree, you have semester wise transcripts. So for uh, BE you get eight mark sheets, right? But when you get a transcript for your bachelor of engineering, you get it in a consolidated form, maybe in a 1 or 2 pages. Okay, so transcripts can again be official and unofficial. Official transcripts are printed on the letterhead of a particular institution. For example, if you're getting your transcript from SPPU will provide you the academic record in a consolidated form on their letterhead, duly signed and stamped by the controller of examiner, and then they will be packed in the sealed envelopes. Whereas the mark sheets that SPPU provides are given semester wise. Whenever the exams are completed and the results are out, you receive a mark sheet. But you don't get a transcript immediately after your semesters, right? That is the main difference. Academic transcripts are consolidated academic performance of the student, and mark sheet is an individual semester wise record of the student. Okay, so basically, official transcripts showcase your academic performance and consistency. So how well the student has performed from the beginning of his first semester till the end is officially represented in your transcripts. Now, mark sheets, degree certificates, and grading scales are also sometimes requested by the university to evaluate the uh, student's academic record. So universities may also require the official copies of your transcripts. So in that case, you may send those copies electronically or by post. And sometimes universities also request for credential evaluations. Now, credential evaluation is nothing but the conversion of your home university GPA to the desired university's grading scale. For example, in the US, they follow a 4 scale GPA system, but in India, we follow a 10 scale GPA system. So there are institutions that officially convert your 10 scale GPA to 4 scale GPA. So there is a process for doing the credential evaluation, uh, which helps you to create a report of your grading system in the required format. Then universities also require a backlog certificate, the grading system, to clearly differentiate between the uh, records that you have submitted to them. Next, how Akshay Study Abroad helps you in your overall journey where documentations are concerned. So we have a personalized documentation guidance. As I told you previously, we have a documentation team that drafts the important documents of the student. And this particular documentation team is headed by our director, Mr. Amit Gore sir. And there are certain members who have expertise of 10 plus years in this particular process of drafting the documents for the student. So in that, we have expert SOP drafting process. We have LOR drafting guidance, resume drafting. Then even we help the students in applying to the transcripts because various universities in India follow a different process of transcript application. So we even help the students to get their transcripts from the university. Then we also help students in their scholarship documentation. Then financial documentation preparation assistance is also given. So as soon as the student gets an offer from the university, we have a finance meeting with the respective counseling manager where he or she guides the particular students in the various documents that are required for the process. Then we have end-to-end admission and the visa support. We generally have a separate visa checklist when the visa process starts. So you can say ASSC helps the students right from his journey of uh, preparing the documentation till his visa and then further to his pre-departure. So you will get all these services under one roof. Next, what are the other services that we provide to the student that helps him to achieve his or her study abroad journey? So we have a well-established training center at Cuboid, so where we provide the traditional training online as well as hybrid models are also available for various standardized tests like IELTS, TOEFL, PT, GRE, SAT, and Duolingo. Then we have a documentation support, expert SOP drafting, as I already told you. We also proofread various essays that may be required for your application, resumes, and LOR drafting. Then we have admission and visa counseling, where we help the student to shortlist the university, their application process, the visa documentation, visa mock interviews. So our directors are personally prepares the student for the visa interviews and give them the required confidence that is required to crack the visa interview. Then we have pre-departure orientations included in all our counseling services. Then additionally, we also provide various allied services like education loan assistance, accommodation, flight tickets, currency exchange, that is forex. You need the currency to travel in. Uh, so we have facility available with us as well. Then we have gold and property valuations. So this might be required for a few countries, but still we have this service with us. So, so if you are aspiring to study abroad, we are here with our specialized teams and experts, managers, and the directors to guide you in the step of every step of your way. So this is all from my side in the presentation. Now I'm open for a question answer. So students, if you have any question, please feel free to drop it in the chat box. So I can see one question in the chat box. It is asked by Varsha, and she is asking uh, if, what is the difference between credential evaluation and transcript evaluation? So, transcript evaluation and credential evaluation both are one and the same. As I told you, certain countries like US requires your GPA to be converted on their official grading scale. So that process requires your academic GPA to be converted on their particular required scale. Okay, so transcript evaluation and credential evaluation both are the same. There is one question from Netra Deshpande. Which document are most important for application? So, so as I told you, there are various categories of documents, and each documents play a very important role in their respective stage of evaluation. So if you ask me what is the most important document, I would say that at the application level, SOP, LOR, and the resume are the important documents along with your academic transcripts. Any other question? Okay, there's one question asked by Sanika. How much time does uh, documentation take? Sanika, can you be specific what kind of document you are asking about? Okay, documents required in the initial stage. So again, it depends on how quickly you are beginning the process. Now, for example, if you are arranging for your transcripts, it may take a bit of a time because, uh, for example, if you take into account the SPPU transcripts, they generally take, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks for issuing the transcripts. For other documents like SOP, LORs, and resume, it hardly takes a week or so if you share us the required format that we need for those documents. Financial documents, of course, take some time and they are required at the later part of the uh, application or admission process. One question is, will you help with complete drafting of or SOP or will only guide us? Yes, we will help you draft the SOP. We will only need the required information from your side, but we will of course draft the SOP for you. How many LORs are required? So basically, in any application for that matter, any country, there are generally three recommendations required. Some country even accept two recommendation letters. So for safer side, we are asking the student to prepare three and one extra LOR. Are LOR required? Yes, generally LORs are required. There are few countries which may not require the letter of recommendation, but we highly recommend that you get at least two recommendation letters. This will help you strengthen your overall application. There is a question from Soham. Can low academic scores be balanced with strong documentation? This is a very good question. Low academic scores um, can balance the application process to some extent, but not fully. For example, if you have scored 50% in your academics, but you have done very good in your extracurricular or social activities or any other sports activity, you can highlight that in your SOP. So it may, or even your other scores like your GRE scores and other things may also help you to balance your academic score. You should have a reason of your low academic scores that can again be presented in a positive and a progressive way in your SOP. There is one more question. Is it necessary to have different SOPs for every university? Yes, the university, the SOP for particular university should be a bit different in terms of their program. So the overall body of the SOP can be the same. Only the last two paragraphs can be a bit different in terms of your program and your university. You need to mention some of the highlighting features of your program, why you have selected that particular university and why you have chosen that particular program at that university. So in that way, every SOP can be a different one. Which documents usually creates the most issues during the application? Okay, so here, that's why we are here to help you avoid this particular problem. So we ensure that every document that is uploaded in the application is clear, well structured, so that you don't get any issue in your application in the later part. Okay, so usually there might be some mistakes while printing your transcripts, so you have to be very careful that they are. So if your transcripts are not having the accurate information as given in your mark sheets, there might be an issue. Okay. Is SOP and LORs needed to be taken on the college letterhead? Okay. SOP is not taken on the letterhead of the college. It is generally in a Word file. Word at the drafting stage, it is in the Word file, and then when you upload it, it should be in PDF. It should not be on the letterhead, but LORs have to be on the letterhead of the college, duly stamped and signed by the respective recommender. Are all these documents required in hard copy only? SOP is not required in hard copy for most of the countries, but LORs might be required. So we usually, so country-wise, there are different requirements for the LOR. But yes, we ask the student to get at least one hard copy of all the three LORs. Is there any format for LOR? There is no specific format, but we do have a clear structure of a LOR. How what should be the first paragraph, then second, and the last concluding paragraph. So you can say there is a structure for a LOR in which certain things are to be clearly mentioned by the recommender. Any other questions? Okay, there is one more question. Are the college transcript acceptable for the university application? Yes. In case if you are not getting the university transcripts, if the university transcript is taking too much time to be uh, given to you, then in that case you can take the transcripts from your college and upload them in your application. And the later part, when you receive your university transcripts, you can maybe replace them. But at the initial application stage, you can use your college transcripts. Thank you, Nitra, for your kind words. I'm glad that you find the information valuable. Okay, I think I have covered most of the questions in the chat box. So, thank you so much, everyone, for attending this webinar. Um, at the conclusion of this webinar, I would like to say that if any of you are aspiring to pursue your study abroad dream, just make one thing clear that you whatever you have achieved so far in your life has to be presented in a well structured manner and true to what you have been doing, and follow a particular what to say method, and follow the instructions that the university has given. Structure your documentation, plan, and then you can start your application. So we are always here to guide and help you at every stage of your process of study abroad. So we have our office at Chandan and training center at Cuboid. So feel free to approach us, and we are always there to guide and help you for your entire process. So thank you so much and have a very good evening.